Newly revealed Epstein emails claim ex-Prince Andrew took photo with Virginia Giuffre. Epstein reportedly wrote, "Yes, she was on my plane, and yes, she had her picture taken with Andrew." Fresh documents from Jeffrey Epstein's estate expose damning exchanges, reigniting royal scandal. Newly released emails from Jeffrey Epstein's estate may have serious implications. For the former Prince Andrew, now known as Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor after losing his royal titles. On Wednesday, November 12, Democrats on the House Oversight Committee released 23,000 new documents related to Epstein's financials, business deals and alleged sex trafficking operations. At least one of the emails references Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor's alleged connection to Virginia Giuffre, an Epstein victim who appears in an infamous photograph alongside Andrew and Epstein confidant Ghislaine Maxwell, taken in London in March 2001. This explosive trove, unsealed after years of legal battles, has thrust the scandal back into the spotlight. In 2015, Andrew was named in a lawsuit against Epstein filed by Giuffre, alleging that she was sex trafficked to the former prince when she was 17 and had 3 sexual encounters with him in London, New York, and on Epstein's private island, Little St. James. The suit, settled out of court in 2022 for an undisclosed sum, contained no admission of liability but cost Andrew an estimated £12 million, reportedly funded partly by the late Queen. Andrew has repeatedly denied any wrongdoing, and both he and Maxwell have previously stated that they believe the photograph is a fake, with Maxwell calling it a fake in court documents. Andrew said in his infamous 2019 interview with BBC's Newsnight about the image, "Nobody can prove whether or not that photograph has been doctored, but I don't recollect that photograph ever being taken." The interview, widely panned as disastrous, led to his withdrawal from public duties and marked the beginning of his royal downfall. However, forensic analysis in 2023 by the Mail on Sunday confirmed the photo's authenticity, undermining his claims. However, one newly released email could dispute those claims and cast further doubt on his narrative. In a July 2011 message to publicist Peggy Siegel, Epstein wrote, "Yes, Giuffre was on my plane. And yes, she had her picture taken with Andrew." This stark admission appears to confirm the encounter, contradicting Andrew's insistence that he never met Giuffre and suggesting the photo, showing Andrew's arm around her waist, was genuine, as Epstein implied it was routine for his employees to pose with high-profile guests. The email was forwarded to Andrew via an address labeled the Duke, prompting his desperate response. Another email appears to show Andrew pleading with Epstein and Maxwell to help clear his name regarding allegations about another young girl, though context points to Giuffre's claims. In an email from the Duke, he allegedly wrote, "Please make sure that every statement or legal letter states clearly that I am not involved and that I knew and know nothing about any of these allegations. I can't take any more of this my end." This frantic plea came amid mounting media pressure following Giuffre's interview with the Mail on Sunday. Epstein also separately emailed his publicist about attempting to discredit Giuffre's testimony, writing, "The girl who accused Prince Andrew can also easily be proven to be a liar. I think Buckingham Palace would love it." He suggested investigating her Australian immigration records and ties to Mar-a-Lago, where Giuffre first met Epstein, adding, "You should task someone to investigate the girl Virginia Roberts that has caused the Queen's son all this aggro. Roberts was Giuffre's maiden name, and Epstein's efforts to smear her echo tactics used against other victims. In January 2022, Queen Elizabeth stripped her second son of his military titles and patronages. After he attempted to have Giuffre's sexual assault lawsuit against him dismissed in New York courts. The following month, he settled with Giuffre out of court for an undisclosed sum, avoiding a trial. That could have exposed more damaging details. The Queen's intervention was seen as a pragmatic move to protect the monarchy's image during her Platinum Jubilee year. Then, on Thursday, October 30, 2025, King Charles announced that he was officially stripping Andrew of all royal titles, including Prince, in an unprecedented move not seen since World War I. The decision, supported by Prince William and other family members, came after weeks of intense pressure. Following Giuffre's posthumous memoir and renewed scrutiny of Andrew's Epstein ties. Buckingham Palace stated, "The King has initiated a formal process to remove the style, titles, and honors of Prince Andrew, leaving him as Andrew Mountbatten Windsor and evicting him from Royal Lodge." The new fallout came after several major revelations about Andrew and Epstein's relationship. Scrutiny of Andrew intensified after Giuffre died by suicide on April 24, 2025, at age 41. Her memoir, Nobody's Girl, was published posthumously and restated her allegations against Andrew in graphic detail. She also wrote that the former prince believed having sex with me was his birthright, describing encounters where he allegedly showed no remorse, viewing her as disposable. The book, which sold over 500,000 copies in its first week, reignited global outrage and prompted calls from MPs for Andrew's full expulsion from the royal fold. Then, it was revealed that Andrew had lied in his 2019 BBC interview about cutting ties with Epstein. At the time, he told journalist Emily Maitlis that he had cut ties with the billionaire in 2010. Following their infamous Central Park stroll. However, on October 12, 2025, the Mail on Sunday and The Sun on Sunday concurrently published an email that the then Duke of York allegedly wrote to Epstein on the day after the infamous picture of him with his arm around Giuffre was published by the Mail on Sunday in 2011. Andrew reportedly wrote, "I am just as concerned for you. Don't worry about me. It would seem we are in this together and we'll have to rise above it. Otherwise, keep in close touch, and we'll play some more soon." He added. This chummy tone, signed A. HRH the Duke of York, KG, directly contradicted his BBC claims and suggested ongoing camaraderie months after the supposed break. The email's authenticity has been verified by forensic experts, adding fuel to accusations of perjury-like deception. People understands that the king reached his decision to strip his brother of his titles with the support of members of the royal family, including Prince William, who has long advocated for a slimmed-down monarchy free of scandal. Andrew continues to deny the accusations against him, maintaining his innocence in private statements to friends. He has relocated to a smaller property on the Windsor estate, funded privately, and faces ongoing legal fees exceeding £5 million annually. The Epstein Files release has broader implications, naming figures like Bill Clinton and Donald Trump in unrelated contexts, but Andrew's mentions dominate headlines. Legal experts predict No new U.S. charges due to statutes of limitations, but the emails could bolster civil suits. From other victims, Ghislaine Maxwell, serving 20 years, has appealed her conviction citing the files. People has reached out to Andrews' office for comment, but no response has been received. As the monarchy navigates this crisis, King Charles' firm stance signals a zero-tolerance era. For associations with Epstein's web, protecting the Crown's future amid public demands for